So I was lucky enough to be able to go back to Wakanda thanks to the Ultra HD, the 4K Blu Ray that Disney Home Video sent me to review. And man, is this thing an absolute treasure. What a beautiful movie, first off. If you're talking about a 4K kind of film to show off your television or show off your 4K player, I played this on the Xbox One X, and the Blu-ray handled great for me. This is actually probably the best looking 4K Blu-ray experience I've seen so far. And yes, I think it tops the Last Jedi visuals, and it's mostly because this movie is so rich with colors. It's got so much vibrancy, and the beautiful sunsets and the beautiful vistas that are captured by Ryan Coogler's camera team. It's absolutely gorgeous. Nighttime shots, the HDR too coming off the television. If you are looking for a heartstopper, a showpiece piece of video software to show off what your technology can do, you can't go wrong with Black Panther. So I'll get that out of the way. If you're just looking for the beauty, it is there. But I think there's also an intrinsic beauty in the way that the story unfolds and the way that these characters develop. It's really the story of this superhero called Wakanda, the nation of Wakanda, made up of its disparate tribes and all kinds of different ideas and ideologies and philosophies that go into kind of working together. They have this incredible technology that is their superpower, as I think it's Winston Duke says so elegantly in one of the featurettes there. But it's a really cool idea. Wakanda is the hero, and the technology of vibranium is their superpower, and that's what makes this movie so special. Yes, it's an origin tale per se. I mean, we get an idea of where Black Panther sort of came from, the roots, his ancestral roots at least, but it's really a look at how all of these different people, these fully realized individuals in this superhero tale, how they all kind of coexist and exist apart from the rest of the world so magnificently, and how much they have to teach the world and how much they grapple with that. And it's like this, the country kind of goes on this big arc as you're watching this movie. There are lots of really cool layers. I mean, we get a really great sense of who T'Challa is, played by Chadwick Boseman to perfection. He is a fantastic hero, but he's also a troubled king who, has self-doubts, and he's playful with his family. He's got a bit of pride in there for sure, but he's also confused about whether it's the right time. He feels like he let his father down in the events that happened in Civil War, and his family down. And he's got some conflicts and some different opinions about how things should be run in Wakanda from some of the other tribal leaders. And we see that all on his face and in all of his glances and all of his moments and his consultations with different people. And I thought that was wonderful as well. There's nobody in this movie that doesn't get a measure of respect and get some real, not only screen time, but something with some weight and some meaning to say in this film. And I think that's no pun intended, that's one of the marvels of this movie, is that Ryan Coogler and his whole production team, his whole writing team, really crafted something here that clicks together wonderfully, and you can see the logic sort of snapping into place really well, so you can understand why everybody feels a certain way, or why a tribe might fight a tribe in a specific sequence or whatever. But you also get to the heart of these individuals and these people, and there's a lot of stepping back in time to kind of connect the dots as to why some decisions were made. But it's so slick, it's so smooth, but also done with an emotional assurance and a connection that keeps you rooted in this whole thing. And it makes it a very special Marvel movie. It's not just the typical, this is a fish out of water and he's grafted, some cool powers or cool abilities or a cool suit, and he's just going to fight for what's right. This is a king. He's got to deal with all of the wants and needs of his people first, and as he comes to kind of understand, maybe there's more for Black Panther and Wakanda to provide to the rest of the world, and that's just a marvelous tale. And also, chief among the many victories of this film is Michael B. Jordan's portrayal as Killmonger, who humanizes this really despicable character that does some awful things. He has no compunction to just kill everybody all around him, but it's played with truth, and you believe in why this guy got so twisted, and you understand it, and you come to have some empathy for him, and that was marvelous as well. I keep using the word marvelous. I'll try to stop that. But it's just a really, really nice piece of work. And all of the female leads, Letitia Wright as Shuri just blows my mind. She's so funny. She's so on point. And Danai Gurira is excellent as Okoye, this general that commands this amazing fighting force. So authoritative, but also, again, painted with a human stroke. And you understand her dedication and her alliances. And she's also connected to Daniel Kaluuya's tribal leader, and they have some conflicts there. So lots of great little moments all the way through the story. Lupita Nyong'o as this kind of James Bondian spy that's got a heart of gold. She's terrific in this as well. Angela Bassett, Forrest Whitaker. I mean, this thing is just loaded to bear with incredible performances, not to mention Andy Serkis, who's phenomenal in this movie, who looks like he's just having a great time. And Martin Freeman's also pretty fun in this flick as well. He is the fish out of water, but he plays it well. The story is exquisite, and it's better the second time. You get a lot more sort of minutia. This is one of these movies that you can absolutely watch on repeat, and I actually like it more after seeing it again and seeing all the little details and just seeing the brilliance. But then you also dig into the special features, and of course they've got that the Marvel 10-year video that montages all of these incredible scenes from the 19 Marvel movies that have come out, and there's a nice tease for Ant-Man and the Wasp, Go Evangeline, and there's also some great featurettes that are a little sort of like newsy with a lot of the same cuts of the interviews intercut over and over again, but they dig into the heart of the reasons why this is a Marvel masterpiece and why it's so cool that it got made. It's great that we can stop and take a different direction and a different tack, and hopefully this becomes very inspirational and something that Hollywood can point to and say, and all kinds of content makers, games makers, comic makers, toy makers, all kinds of stuff can point to and say, look, we need to shake things up, man. All we want are things that feel fresh and feel new and feel different, and that's absolutely what happens here with Black Panther. The resonance of it is profound, but my favorite feature on here is we've got a bunch of comic book writers, some of them that have worked on this Black Panther books since the 60s and 70s, some more contemporary ones fused with the filmmakers, and they're all having like this roundtable discussion about the movie and about the importance of the character and the cultural relevance and the messages that have come out of Black Panther, but just the stamp it has made. Just bravo. Like, this could have flopped. This could have been a big cheese ball kind of thing. I mean, the one thing that I will say about the movie, when you do watch it again, is you absolutely can sort of pick out the matte paintings in the background, the CG sort of backgrounds and things like that. And it's kind of easy to kind of see how the effects were painted in. And I wish that looked a little more 100% believable in every shot, but they had to inject all kinds of incredible technology and effects. It isn't just a straight up Africa that they use. They had to kind of marvel it up, and I think they did an incredible job building us our Wakanda, and this is a phenomenal, one of the best Marvel movies for sure. I love this Blu-ray. So listen, I can't recommend this thing enough. If you've got a 4K set especially, and if you've got a collection of 4K discs sort of growing in your home, this is absolutely one that you got to get. I'm going to give the 4K Blu-ray of Black Panther a 9.5 out of 10. Hey, thanks for checking out that video on our EPN channel. It's just one small part of the things that we make around here. So if you liked it, don't forget to check out some of our other vids and hit that subscribe button.